There should be a word for the way they look with just one eye, neck bent, for beetle or worm or strewn grain, gleaning, maybe, between gizzard and grit. And for the way they run toward someone they trust, their skirts hiked, their plump bodies wobbling, bobbling, let's call it, inserted after blowout and before brood. There should be terms, too, for things they do not do, like urinate or chew, but perhaps there already are. I'd want a word for the way they drink, head thrown back, throat wriggling like an old woman swallowing a pill. A word beginning with S, coming after sex feather and before shank. And one for the sweetness of hens but not roosters. We think that by naming we can understand, as if the tongue were more than a muscle. I did a reading in Connecticut a couple of years ago, and they advertised for the reading at the local high school, and the superintendent wouldn't let them post that poem on their flyer because he thought sex feather was a sex toy. This one is called Lot's Wife. Sometime soon after the embers cooled, after dust clouds settled, after the last strings of smoke, hoisted by desert breezes, cleared the air, they must have come, people of those 3 cities remaining, to pick among the charred bones, the rubble of what was once temple and house, stable and brothel, to kick at stones, to tug at handles of buckets, blades of shovels and spades. Later, raising ash plumes in the scorched plain, cloths at their mouths and noses, eyes burning, neither fearful nor repentant, but full of wonder, full of the scavenger's overabundant hope, they would have found her. Even as now some men encounter the woman of their dreams, beauty of the movie screen, princess they capture with the camera's flash, a girl whose finger brushes theirs when she takes their card at the market register. Found her, that is, not as the person she was, but as whom they needed her to be. And, man or woman, each of them would have wanted a piece of her. Standing in that wasted landscape, she must have seemed a statue erected there as a tribute to human frailty, white, crystallized, her head turned back as if in longing to be the girl she had been in the city she had known. And they must have stood there, as we do, a bit awestruck, taking her in for a time, and then, with chisel and knife, spike and buckle, chipped at her violently and stuffed their leathern pouches full of her common salt, salt with which to season for a while their meat, their daily